Hey there, everybody. Welcome to week 2 of the Bidding War League. This week, we are fighting somebody who I have never fought before, and this is in fact the first time I've seen them at all, so I have no idea what to expect. All I know is what their team is right now. And that is Meloetta, Hisuian Samurott, Torterra, Iron Moth, Electros, and Fortress. Let's see here. And their Terras are Meloetta and Torterra and Electros for this fight. Meanwhile, for my team, the only Terramon I brought with me was Lilligant. Didn't feel the others helped me out so much. Big thing here, actually, a couple of big things here. Their fastest Pokemon is the Iron Moth. And I have sped my team to beat that thing, possibly even with a boost, so I just gotta figure out what I want to lead with. I think we'll go ahead and lead with Flamigo. Flamigo should be able to punch a lot of holes in this team. The only thing it can't really do that to is the Electros, and that's by virtue of probably not one-hit KOing it. Okay, we're starting off with the Fortress. Alright, so that is the lead I was kind of expecting. We're gonna go ahead and U-turn out of this. Wanted to figure out its item. That was a crit. And a rocky helmet. Okay, good. So this thing, Sturdy, is now gone. We don't care then. We're gonna go ahead and put in Wheezing. We got Stealth Rocks coming in. I am alright with that. We'll go ahead and use Flamethrower. Just to get their Rapid Spinner out of the way. Yep. And next comes in Iron Moth. Now let's see what the booster energy is, if it's running booster energy. It is not. I am okay with this. So we're going to swap in the Goodra. The Goodra we have entirely for this thing. With the Assault Vest, even Fiery Dance doesn't do much to us. And I don't think this thing doesn't learn a fighting move or a ground move. If it does, it's going to be very weak. So Goodra should be able to sit here and wall it, even with Stealth Rocks up. Okay, it boosted its special attack stat. I am fine with this. We're just going to go ahead and Earthquake. So the main thing here is that my Goodra is the switch-in for this thing when it has to be a clean switch-in. Electros, okay. That's fine, so he's figuring out what moves I have. That's alright. So we're gonna go ahead and use Draco Meteor. It's got a good bit of an attack stat there. And it looks like it's probably running... Nope. That's significantly bulkier than I was expecting on this thing. Alright, we'll go ahead and let that just be a thing. If he wants to KO Gudra, that's all right. So they're running a physical set on this thing. I am quite fine with this. They're not going to get anywhere like that. Not against this. Let's see here. They didn't bring a grass type, right? So we'll go ahead and put Lilligant in. They do have one grass type. So we'll go ahead and Quiver Dance, I think. Yeah. Okay, U-turns out. But barring Choice Scarf on something, we should still be fine here. And this is my Terramon, so we're gonna go ahead and deal with that. Now the real question is does my opponent have anything to deal with a +1 Lilligant? They're not running Booster Energy on the Iron Moth, so that does open up the possibility of that thing being Choice Scarfed, which is not great, but if it's Choice Scarf, then I can start to wall it at least. Ooh, excuse me. Meloetta. So I think this is where we do go for Terra, and we Giga Drain it. Because if they're going to switch to the Pirouette form, which is the only form that's actually going to deal anything to me, we'll resist its fighting moves. Okay, and that's their Terra. Pure Fairy, huh? Okay, that's a good bit of damage there. We still have our Life Orb. Alright. Got leftovers on that thing. But since we're running Fairy here, that means Weezing should be alright with dealing with this thing. Now it's just a matter of, do I want to put this thing to sleep or not? Or just try and deal as much damage as I can to it. Yeah, let's go ahead and just deal as much damage as we can. Oop. I think we got a crit. That's unfortunate for my opponents. Oh boy. That doesn't make me feel good, because that's how I lost my last week's game, was because I got crit on hard. But unfortunately, them's the breaks on this game. So the real question becomes, what do we do about that? What's my opponent going to do now? So we got rid of their Terra, which is good. That means it's not going to be Torterra, which was my biggest fear. In comes the Electros. And we're going to go ahead and Giga Drain again. Not quite enough damage, but it should fully heal us, and unless this thing's running Wild Charge, it's not going to KO us. Thunder Punch did it too. Okay. That's alright, though. We took out one of my opponent's biggest threats to my team. Let's see here. What do they have left? We'll go ahead and put Palafin in. They already know I'm going to flip turn out. The question is are they going to try and preserve Electros for anything? Because I don't have rocks up, and so they can try and preserve it for later. Their best play here would be to swap into the Fortress. But no, they're gonna give up the Electros. Okay, next comes in Wheezing, with which we're just gonna defog this turn. I think that's the most likely thing that's gonna happen here. Unless they swap in the Torterra, because if they swap in the Torterra, I need to get as much damage off on that thing as I can. Nope, Iron Moth. Okay. We'll go ahead and defog here. Psychic, huh? It's not stab, but it'll be enough. I think we go ahead and put Palafin in. We kind of force this thing out with that. What do they have left? Torterra, Hisui, and Samurott. Okay. And we'll go ahead and bulk up here. See what my opponent does. We're going to call them on the switch and bulk up this turn so that we can get our damage way up. Yep. There's that. And we got Fortress incoming. Fortress can't do anything to Palafin. So we'll go ahead and bulk up again this turn. We've got Lumberry on this thing, so even if Fortress is running Thunder Wave, we should be good. Ooh, and we got crit on. That is unfortunate. Combined with Rocky Helmet and recoil damage, that's okay. This just became a lot worse now. We'll go ahead and Wave Crash. Holy crap, it lived. Okay. But honestly, that's alright. We blocked its Volt Switch, which is nice. Alright, this is where we bring in Ribombee. We need Ribombee to kind of poke holes in this team. If it's running Body Press, Stealth Rocks, Volt Switch, and it's got to be running Rapid Spin too. So he doesn't have anything that will remotely hurt Ribombee. So another Quiver Dance, and we should be good, hopefully. Because Ribombee's Quiver Dance will make it put it ahead of even Choice Scarf Iron Moth. And we quad resist Body Press, so that shouldn't do anything to Ribombee. Yeah, that Volt Switch did jack, which is what I was expecting. Next is Iron Moth coming in. After that, we have Flamigo to clean up, I think, afterwards. Because Psychic should deal enough that close combat is enough to finish off the rest of this team. Actually, no, that's not true. We still have to deal with the Torterra. Okay, in comes the Torterra. We just Bug Buzz this thing and call it a day. Torterra does not have the defenses it needs to survive a +1. I don't think it does, at least. Honestly, even if it does, us lowering the Torterra's HP will only benefit us. Okay. There we are. At least I can say that the crits balanced each other out in this match, because that Body Press crit definitely destroyed any chance of Palafin sweeping, obviously. Despite the fact that we were well in a position to do so. Now we got Ribombee. And with the knockout of Torterra, unfortunately, we learned nothing about Iron Moth's item here. Just because no matter what, we outpace it after the +1 Quiver Dance. Just hoping this thing isn't bulky enough to live the Psychic. It's going to be a toss-up, though, I'm sure. And if this thing is running Scarf, there is definitely the chance that it could beat Flamigo. because there's no way Flamigo takes any attack from this thing. And it did live. That is unfortunate. And yes, my opponent is definitely Scarfed, otherwise they would not have risked the Psychic there. Okay. So that's gone. And that leaves Hisuian Samurott, which I'm guessing is probably packing Aqua Jet. Moonblast here. Yep. Okay. That leaves Flamigo, who is going to be using who we're just going to do close combat with. Because Fortress is in no position to take this thing on anymore, especially since it doesn't have Leftovers Recover. My opponent has to decide if they think they can outspeed this thing, or if they think Aqua Jet's going to be enough chip to possibly beat it. If this thing's banded, it could definitely do that. Okay, so they're going for the chip with Fortress's Rocky Helmet, which is unfortunate, because now we've just lowered our own attacks, our own defenses. So this is going to be pretty much a toss-up right now, because their next attack is Aqua Jet. I'm almost certain, though, that I lost because of that. So good play on them for saving that. We both got lucky with crits, and unfortunately, match didn't go my way. Oh, we did live that. Okay. But that means Samurott's done. Alright, I was not expecting Aqua Jet to actually not KO Flamigo after the -1. But still, close match. So, good game to my opponent. And with that, we'll see you guys next week. Actually, no, 2 weeks. We're going to have a break in November, or break for Thanksgiving. Anyways, catch you all next time with week 3.